A Hull County Vietnam veteran realized without a new kidney, he didn't have long to live.
Yeah, but it's the struggle to get that transplant covered by the VA that caught the interest of the Fox 5i team. Fox 5i team reporter Randy Travis says what happened here is happening far too often. Randy?
That's right, Rustin Sine. The VA has fully paid for organ transplants since 1962. Retired Army Sergeant Obie Moore is 100% disabled. He was even exposed to Agent Orange. But like a growing number of others, the VA says he'll have to pay for his organ transplant himself. This is you here?
Yep.
Oh my goodness, look how young you were.
Barely 20, like his fellow soldiers, Obie Moore would grow up fast in the jungles of Southeast Asia.
How many Purple Hearts did you have?
Well, I got shot 4 times in it with 2.
He earned a Bronze Star for that 1967 firefight and a 5-month stay in a military hospital in Japan, recovering from serious gunshots to his stomach and foot. But the worst of the war wounds came later, even when you're 73 years old.
You think you know why you had kidney damage, right?
Oh yeah, I slept in Agent Orange all the time.
The cancer-causing herbicide is blamed for leaving thousands of Vietnam veterans with lifelong medical issues. In his 50s, Moore found himself on dialysis, and in 2015 landed on the VA's transplant list for a new kidney. The surgery would be covered 100%.
The time was running out for you.
Oh yeah.
While on the list, Moore needed a stent put in his heart for a previous bypass. The VA removed him from the transplant list, but according to the complaint he would later file with his congressman, Moore said the VA promised to put him back on the list once he had been off blood thinner for a year and passed a stress test. He says he did that, but instead of a kidney, Moore got this letter from the VA saying he was no longer a candidate for the wait list.
You were rejected because of heart issues. Well, what heart? Nothing's changed.
But the VA would not budge. So Moore took the records the VA reviewed and brought them here to Piedmont Hospital. Their surgeons decided he was a suitable candidate. And in July, he got a new kidney from a living donor. So why would Piedmont Hospital accept you as a patient and the VA said, no, you weren't qualified?
I don't know.
Medicare is paying 80% of the transplant bills. Moore is now responsible for the rest.
Based on what they tell us, somewhere around $50,000 potentially.
It is our honor and privilege to be able to serve you, our veteran, and your family members as you consider this very specialized care.
The VA proudly promotes its transplant services, but more veterans like Obie Moore complain they can't get any help. In January, the U.S. Office of Special Counsel launched an investigation, finding that transplant centers determined patients unsuitable based on their minimal coronary artery disease and declined them for transplant in an overly restrictive manner, just like Moore says happened to him.
But the VA insists its transplant policy is sound. In a written statement to the Fox 5i team, the VA stressed that it makes independent decisions regarding the eligibility of any individual candidate based on accepted national organ transplant policy. But no one could explain why this veteran got a yes from a private hospital when the VA told him no.
It's been 3 months now since Moore got his life back. He can eat anything he wants, even his beloved cheese. But there's still something he can't get.
So what do you want?
What do I want? I just want them to pay the difference and pay the donors, thing, because, I don't want to have that kind of money laying around to do that.
Yeah, $50,000 is a lot of money. Obie Moore's situation first came to us through our Call for Action Center. And Rustin Sine, he tried to get on Medicare Advantage many years ago that would fill that 20% gap between what the 80% that Medicare pays. He said he was denied because they told him, well, you've been shot. We can't cover you.
Yeah, not to mention exposed to Agent Orange.
Right.
And look how good he looks now. I mean,
he really does look
got
good.
The transplant, so obviously it was the right thing to do. It would seem to be.
It was absolutely the right thing to do. He's very happy, and he says his surgeon told him that he'll outlive this kidney. Other things will happen before this kidney fails on him.
Wow, that's some good news.
Yeah.
Thanks, Randy.
Not soon, we hope. Thanks, Randy.